Did you do what?
Walking with a beanie.
No, it's in the truck.
Just the mics.
Okay, wait.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Wow, mine is not coming in. Yours came up? Mine's not coming up.
Go up. It's not that? Hold on to it.
Alright. It's climbing. Let's start this bad boy up. Ready? Still trying.
Trying to get it up. There you go.
Thank you. Let's roll.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the late night edition of Under the Lights. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
You had playoff football in the air tonight. That was a feeling across the entire state of Louisiana. It
Right.
felt amazing outside. It felt like late November.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it did.
You had upsets in this state. You had district champs crowned tonight.
Yeah.
You had games of the night. You had a slew of outstanding football in the state of Louisiana. We were in shock of what we just witnessed down in Kaplan.
Yeah. It was awesome.
In Abbeville. You have a new home for the Russo Trophy.
Yeah, but
Right.
guys, I wasn't shocked because you gotta look at Abbeville, what they did throughout the season. Abbeville only
No,
lost
but Donald-
to St. Martinville.
No. Abbeville, all week everybody said Abbeville was going to win that game by 40 points. And Kaplan played their tails off tonight.
This was the
Even the-
closest
Well,
and best game I've seen.
I saw the game. I
Even
saw
the
game.
spread was huge.
Yeah.
You got to give hats off to the way that game even finished.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That fourth quarter was something else.
Shout out to all the people who tuned into that game too.
Exactly.
And
Well,
both sides. I got to give my shout out to both Kaplan and Abbeville.
Yeah, we was just at a
It
game
was just-
that had over 3,000 people there,
It
and it
was-
wasn't even a playoff game.
Right. It was the best game that we've covered this year.
Yeah.
Tell them about the lights there, Jordan. How many lights?
Man,
Wow.
we had up to 1.2 thousand people watching at one time.
And it's
That's
all
pretty
about
good.
you guys. Let's thank y'all. It's all about y'all that started it.
It was great.
I will post the post-game interview with the player of the game and the coach after we're done with this. Great interviews they
Oh
gave.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
really did.
And real quick, shout out to the Kaplan head coach. He actually came up to us after the game. That's a nice man,
Yeah.
bro. That's
And we talked to him, and before we left, he gave us that helmet.
He gave us
and thank you, Coach. That's all I can say.
Thank
We're
you, Coach.
adding our wall.
You hated to see someone lose a type of game like
Didn't I
that.
say that
Right,
before
yeah.
the game? I said, man, if Abbeville or Kaplan loses, I hate to see this, bro.
Right.
This.
Well, both teams have a lot to be proud of. And I
Man.
really think both of these teams going to make the playoffs and they're going to give somebody some headaches.
Oh yeah.
Because even though Kaplan lost, Kaplan always have a tradition to make a run
Right.
in the playoffs, and Kaplan is an awesome team.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
that running back is a workhorse.
Yep.
But let's look at
Two
Jordan.
running backs.
Yeah, 2 running backs.
Okay, but hold up.
Let's go.
Hold up. Hats off to my Tigers. Yes, I'm saying it, Holden.
On
Hats
senior
off
night.
to our Bruce High School Tigers. Yes, we done it tonight. We beat Bro Bridge.
We've been waiting to say that for hours.
Holden, can I get some love for the Tigers?
He was
Holden Lee,
Well,
can I get some love for the
For a
Tigers?
spoiler, I'm picking y'all next week. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
that,
Gators, be ready.
that might be something.
Gators, be ready, Coach Marcus. We are coming.
Ladies
we
and-
are coming to put concrete in the swamp.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Jordan Taylor. This is Mr. Donald Young, Mr. Gary Swallow, Mr. Holden Lee, Cookie, Holly, and Espen are in the crowd watching tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in this late night edition. Do y'all go to bed? Everybody wants to party
Right.
with Under the Lights tonight, all
Yes, sir.
30 of y'all.
That's right.
Look at this, man. Look at the numbers going up.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
how about you go ahead and hit the like button for the Under the Lights team? How about you hit the share
Share
button for the Under the Lights team? I tell you what, Abbeville is still celebrating, I bet.
Oh, they're going to party all night, Jordan.
Yes, sir.
So they keep the trophy for until next
Till
year.
next
Yes,
year,
sir.
till the next year game.
Dust off that empty spot they got. Hold it for a year.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. How about we get to some games from across the state of Louisiana? Reactions while we go. While we go, we'll also announce some district champs. And I see Sam just joined the chat. They got a big one next week. Could be a three-way tie for the district title. Get it done, Bearcats. But let's get into some of these games. We also have upsets of the night.
Right.
We have games of the night. And we have helmet stickers to get out at the end. Plus, we take a look into Week 10. Let's take a look into Week 10 after we get to these games, okay?
Let's do it. Let's do
And
it.
shout out
That's
to my dog, Makai Jones. Makai Jones with the Appalachia High School Tiger, Mr. Return Specialist. Shout out to him and the rest of the Tiger squad. Y'all did y'all thing tonight.
All right, here we go. Buckle in, ladies and gentlemen. Follow along. If you got some headlines from the games tonight or Thursday night, leave it in the chat. If you have a thrilling finish that we didn't hear about, I talked to Stephen Miller before we got on
right.
tonight. He said that one ended in a failed two-point conversion
Right.
on a swinging gate. That's crazy.
Yeah. We talked about
Swinging
that.
gate. Come on, man.
Yeah. We talked about that on the way back. That's really hard way to lose.
Yeah.
All right, Sam Baker. All right, Coach.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Pickering, Kinder. We're going to keep it short and sweet. Yellow Jackets hung 62 up on them and much deserved on senior night.
Correct.
Congratulations to the Kinder Yellow Jackets. Thursday night football, 62-6. They're starting to peak. They're starting to get 2 in a row now, Gary. Can they make it 3 in a row next week?
Yeah. I think they can.
You know who bounced back in a big way tonight? They finally get back in the win column. Congratulations to Pine Prairie.
Yes, sir.
They get back in the win column and just in time before playoffs get here. Trying to get them into the top 32. Pine Prairie, 54, Ville Platte, 12. So congratulations to the Panthers. Right here on the far left.
Wow.
Your next matchup, it was Jennings. Searching for that third win of the season. And they would get it in a big way tonight. How about them Jennings Bulldogs? They're going to give a top 10 seed trouble in the first round, I'm telling you.
You think they established now, guys?
I just think when Jennings gets into the playoffs, they could beat anybody.
You right. Can
So-
you imagine Jennings going against a number? You have Jennings at probably at 28 to 30, and and they're going against a 1, 2, 3, or 4 team.
That's no
That's-
easy.
that's
There's
not
no
it.
easy
Jennings
game
is
there
not- yeah.
in the first round.
Because honestly, you can't look at their win-loss record, because they ain't gonna tell you really nothing.
You know who they got in the backfield?
Yeah.
There's a ATM.
And his days are coming down to the end before he goes to college. You know he wants to go out with a bang.
You right.
Yep. So Jennings 43, Southbow 0. Defense gets it done this week for Jennings. The talk around the state was Jennings can't stop anybody. Their defense
Yeah.
can't stop anybody. Well, look at this. Busag.
Right.
So congratulations to the Jennings Bulldogs getting their third win of the season tonight.
You right.
How about we crown a district champion?
It's done.
Here we go. Northside, Westgate. Let's crown a district champion. The Westgate beats Northside tonight 58-8. How about Westgate and 4A peaking at the right time? They're rolling, boys.
Congratulations,
They are
Westgate.
hitting it.
That is Holly's lock
That
of the
was-
week. Somebody just went 6-2 in locks of the week.
That's right. What?
Okay. Next up, how about Beauchamp and Albany?
All right, Gators. Y'all get y'all props tonight. Congratulations to the Swamp Gators.
You want to know about them Swamp Gators? They hit the road. They went to Albany tonight, and they handled business because Jordan picked them.
I picked them too.
First time this season, Jordan picks them, and they did not let him down, Big D.
Yeah, but don't pick them next week.
44-30. That offense gets it rolling this week. Beauchamp gets their 6th win of the season, and that probably sealed the deal. They're a playoff team.
You're right.
It will be an interesting game next week because that's really between Opelousas High and Boy State, they're fighting for second place.
Right.
That's a meaningful power punch right there.
You're right.
Ernst.
Punch.
Punch.
Tell
Some
him to leave
perks,
you
man.
alone. Your next matchup would be Vinton and DeQuincy. It would be the Big Cat Classic on the line, the first year that these two teams will be playing for a trophy. And let's find out where it went tonight. I heard it was an outstanding atmosphere. I heard it was an outstanding game. How about we check out the score? Vinton, 34. DeQuincy, 41. Congratulations, DeQuincy. We talked to our bar on the way here. He's excited.
Yeah, he's excited, right?
Yeah,
You're
that was
right.
a good game all night.
Yeah, it
Wasn't
was.
Vinton winning, or they was down by 2 or
It
something?
was 34-34 late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations
That was a
to
good
DeQuincy on a home win there and taking the trophy home. First time they're going to do the trophy.
Right.
And it stays in DeQuincy for year one.
That's good.
About Cecilia and Livonia. You want to crown another district champion?
There you
You
go.
missed that.
Congratulations.
Okay, I'll get him.
Okay.
Cecilia is crowned the district champs with a big whopping 62-20 victory over Livonia tonight. We talked about the Bulldogs. They never went down after the quarterback went down.
Right.
They just put a new guy in, and the train keeps rolling. The Bulldogs are getting ready for the playoffs, Big D.
You're right.
That's a
Can
scary
we
4-8.
say that next man up?
Next man
That's
up.
a-
And they made a statement tonight.
That's a
Right.
scary 4-8 team.
Oh, Cecilia? Oh, yes, it is. Yes,
Hell yeah,
yes,
man.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, they are. They're very scary. I mean,
It's a
you
very
think
good
they're
team.
coming out of a weak district. Well, man, look. That's a talent right there.
How about your next game? It's the beloved Bearcats from Brazil. I
Rub
tell you,
that helmet. Rub that
Yeah.
helmet.
I tell you what, y'all sons of guns had me nervous as hell at halftime. It was
Sam.
14-14 going into halftime, Big D.
Sam
Come
said
on.
We'll get
playoff
it
weather.
on.
It's a playoff weather,
It
Coach
was
Sam.
playoff weather. They all had their hoodies on and their jackets, looking
hey,
nice
Basil.
tonight. Basil, they got it rolling in the second half. I heard Bazinet went off again.
Yeah.
What a special talent that kid is.
Very, very special. Very special.
Oh, speedy recovery. The whole. Never mind.
Yeah. So we got Basil setting up a big matchup next week with Oberlin. Basil trying to get a home
Playoff game.
playoff game plus a bye week in the first round.
Mhm.
We're gonna get to Church Point in a second, girl. Next up will be where am I at?
Basil, what's the score?
It was Basil beat Gaydon 34-14. They exploded in the second half.
It was tied at halftime.
Yeah, it was
Tied at
tied
halftime.
How about Eunice? Did we do Eunice?
Not yet.
Next up would be the Bobcats of Eunice hitting the road to take on North Vermilion, and the Bobcats are gonna make it 3 in a row, right?
How
Right.
about a team that's turning around? We was concerned about the Bobcats. You know, I made a comment where a couple of people said they were just trying to survive the season. But look
They
at them,
reeled off
man.
3 in a row.
Three in a
Three in
row.
a run. 3 in a row, right at the right time. They're peaking at the right time for the playoffs.
I was told by one of the coaches, and Coach Trotskler's famous words: "Never bet against the Bobcats late in this
That's right.
season." Hey,
That's true.
WCA played on
Thursday night.
Thursday night, Blaze.
Abbeville's still fired
Abbeville's still fired up, baby.
Yeah,
The
buddy.
horns are still rolling.
Right.
She
Next,
outside?
we gave the
Okay.
score for Eunice, 32-20. I think I got that right. 32-7. They beat
North Vermilion.
North Vermilion
Nah,
tonight.
rub it in.
3 in a row for the Bobcats. They're peaking at the right time.
Yes, they are.
Here we go. Next up will be West St. Mary. Oh, man, I've skipped a couple, huh?
Yeah.
It would be Lafayette and Sam Houston. Lafayette, we didn't know which team was going to show up tonight, but it looks like it was the right side of the bed that showed up
Right.
tonight. The Lions go on the road, take down Sam Houston 40-30 tonight.
They almost gave up. They had a big. I think they said they had it was like 26-0 or something like that. They had a huge lead and they almost gave it up.
You talk about a team that had a 6-game win streak snapped last week, as ERAF had a bad taste in their mouth all week. This week, they would welcome Crawley into their stadium. And we had Crawley winning this game majority of the game, right?
18-10.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, here comes ERAF, Big D.
They come and took the lights
They
out.
come and took the lights out, and they finished this one with a 39-30 final score.
Really?
ERAF gets their 7th win of the season. Abbeville, ERAF next week, 7-2 versus 8-1. Hello.
Okay.
That's
Hello.
gonna be a ball game.
Wait, who? Abbeville and ERAF?
Abbeville and
Abbeville and
ERAF
ERAF
next week,
for-
7-2 and 8-1. Hello.
For district, huh?
What
I
did
think
you?
it's
what is
wrapped
the-
up because they lost to St. Martinville.
What kind of
Yeah.
offense ERAF
Yeah,
runs?
Yeah, St. Martinville
You know?
wrapped it up.
Anybody know in the chats what kind of offense ERAF runs?
ERAF is a spread attack,
Right,
baby.
yeah.
Oof.
They throw it all
Spread.
over.
It's gonna
versus
be,
run.
Gonna be some fun. Next game up would be Lake Arthur and Notre Dame. No surprise here. Notre Dame Pios roll and beat Lake Arthur tonight 55-0. How about another team gearing up for the playoffs? Because they will not be playing next week, so they have an extra week to rest. That Pillsbury game is a forfeit because of
Forfeit.
COVID, so
Yeah.
Notre Dame gets 2 weeks to rest, Gary.
I know it.
And then if you think about this, if they get a home playoff game, they get 3 weeks to
3
rest
weeks
because
rest.
they get a first round bye.
Correct.
Can you imagine how healthy Notre Dame's going to be heading into the playoffs?
Right.
hmm
That's gonna be
Yes,
scary.
sir.
All right.
Delphine. What's
Next
that, man?
up, I covered that one.
They
Huh?
did.
Okay, West St. Mary and Delcom. West St. Mary, we thought they could go on the road and take down Delcom tonight, but Delcom, 2 big wins at home this year. First they beat Catholic of New Iberia, and now they beat West St. Mary. Final score 21-19. They like playing at home, don't they?
Man,
Yeah,
what's
they
that,
sure
man?
do.
What's the problem, y'all? You picky, y'all. Y'all not coming through for us.
I'll pick Delphine.
Y'all
Gary,
have to be honest, man. When St. Mary, this is the 3rd week y'all let us down.
Gary, it's a late night.
Yeah.
If you see me every now and then take one of these Oreo cookies,
Take it there. Go
y'all
for
mind-
it, dude.
y'all mind your business. I'm hungry.
I hear you.
I just took one a while ago.
Yeah, go for it.
Next
I got my
game up.
peanuts.
And it was quiet on set. Here we go. I'm going to let the man introduce this one. Because he is proud of this one.
Oh Lord.
Here we go. We're going to sit back on this one, Gary.
The man.
Opelousas High School Tigers, Coach Jimmy Zachary,
But who they played?
Who they play?
over Brook Bridge. I'm coming. We showed them who the real Tigers were tonight.
What was the score?
The score was 18-12. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
It was a good game in the first half. I mean, both teams
I
was
seen
going
it
at
was
each other.
6-6 at halftime, correct?
Yeah, both teams was going at each other, but OHS pulled it out in the last quarter.
Kick return was a big difference maker, huh?
Makai Jones have to be our district kick returner. I'm telling you, that kid have quickness. He played slot receiver. You get the ball to him, that's a good 15, 20 yards off the top.
Here's the
It's-
next
it's
thing.
Hard, it's hard to stop this kid.
Here's the next thing. Maybe Chris can answer this. I'm not sure if you know this one. If you do, let us know. When's the last time OHS has beat Bro Bridge? That would be a good trivia one.
Ooh.
That's a good one there.
I know it wasn't our son graduate Cookie. What year DJ?
If anybody knows in the chat the last time OHS beat Bro Bridge, let
what
us
year
know.
DJ graduated?
I can go
Because
find out.
They didn't beat.
You just gotta
Bro
go back
Bridge.
on history each year.
God, that was.
We'll come back to
that
it.
was a while.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll think about it.
That was a while.
1994. It was the last time. Big D.
1994.
Chris is pretty.
Look what Chris said.
His senior year.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello,
Matter of fact,
1994.
it was over there in Bro Bridge, huh, Chris? We beat them over there.
Was that 27 years ago?
Yeah.
Was that 27 years ago?
We'll come back to OHS.
Huh?
Yeah, but congratulations to the Tigers.
Yes,
you know.
congratulations.
Hey, we got a question, Chris. When the last time OHS made the playoffs? That was a few
What
years
matters?
ago under Coach Doug Guillory.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, Coach Doug Guillory.
No, we saw Doug earlier today.
Say what, he's a happy
I'm saying ain't no math.
defensive guy
Hey,
tonight.
I'm a math
Okay.
wizard, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to him, Flappy. I'm getting to him. They're
Go ahead.
coming up.
Go ahead. I'm finished with my Tigers for now.
Oh,
Barb.
Look flappy.
Has the best receiver in the state of Louisiana. But did I mention, Holden, that Acadiana has a defensive back that's committed to LSU?
UDBU, baby.
And I'm guessing he shut him down tonight because you got Acadiana 42, Barb 0. Barb did not score tonight with that talented receiver.
You right.
That kid's a lockdown.
A
He's a
lockdown
stud.
corner at Acadiana, the Wrecking Rams, fear to veer, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about another team peaking at the right time. They went through their grueling schedule,
He's a top 5 corner
and
in
now
the state.
they are rolling.
Yeah, yeah. Well, your schedules make you or break you. And Acadiana High took their bumps and bruises, but look, they're peaking at the right time.
They
Right.
are getting playoff ready.
I will say this though, them playing these teams that they're supposed to beat could have happened at a better time going into the playoffs to get all the momentum
yeah.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Your next game up. All right. Come on. Come on in the chat. So you can go to bed.
Who's that?
Chris-
7-0 Church Point Battling Bears. Trying to stay perfect on the season. They would hit the road and head down to Mamu tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, Church Point been doing it week after week and week after week. The Battling Bears roll again tonight. And they win 61-0.
Just Point, don't be so mean.
Church Point,
Come on, Point.
I tell you what, this game, I don't know if these next 2 weeks will hurt Church Point because of power ratings, the next two teams they play, but we'll have to see where they fall in the final rankings.
Chris, I don't know if you've been watching lately, but I picked Church Point for your 3A state champions.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a gimme for them, but that's just my pick to win it this year.
Can they make a run at it though? Who you see on the other side?
Sterlington,
Sterlington.
I think.
Right.
And then you got Abbeville making a statement tonight.
Yeah, Abbeville.
Right.
So
So
you got a loaded 3A playoff bracket, and I can't wait to see how
Yeah.
all the teams fall.
I hear
It's gonna
that.
be awesome.
Next up, ULAB. Have they played a close game this year? Maybe to Madison Prep, huh?
I think that was the closest
I think
one.
that's it.
Madison
Yeah.
Prep.
They went to West Feliciana tonight. Look, Jake done joined the chat board and gave you a shout out and you done missed it.
Too late,
ULAB
Jake.
beat West Feliciana tonight 55-28 to stay undefeated on the season. Congratulations to ULAB. You know who's the running backs coach over there at ULAB? Nick Brosette. How
Yeah,
about that?
sure is.
Went back,
Yeah.
went back home.
Yeah.
what happened? My bad.
Nick Brosette, running
Yeah.
back coach at ULAB, went back home.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Next up, it will be Como and Southside. You're talking about a Southside football team that is peaking
At the right time.
at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Southside, they're getting better every week. Is what I can say about them, right?
You're right.
Congratulations,
They
Sharks.
are.
The Sharks in the water.
Hey, Miss Phaedra, how you doing?
You must only be able to do.
Final score: Southside 34, Como 13. Big win for the Sharks tonight. And Chris was right. They're gonna give
Yes,
OHS
yes.
some
Just
power
some
play.
power.
I'm about to
points,
say,
right.
the
Who is?
more
Southside.
the more the Sharks win, the more power pressure OHS get.
Next up, it will be Karen Crow and St. Thomas More. I did not expect this one to be as close as it was. I figured Karen Crow coming in with a new quarterback after theirs went down for the season, and St. Thomas More's quarterback having 3 weeks into the system, the backup. I figured this one would be a little more out of hand, but you got to give your hats off to the Golden Bears tonight for competing. When
They-
all adversity struck last week, they even lost their running back.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they were ahead most of the game.
Yes,
Big Steven
They
Miller,
were
what's
ahead
up,
most-
boss?
most of the game.
I see you in the chat, Steven.
you got it.
Hello, Phaedra. Yes, I'm talking noise.
Steven, get us an Iowa helmet, bro.
Hmm?
That swamp gonna
Talking
be
to
some
somebody.
concrete next week, Phaedra. That swamp over there, the Gator Country. Yeah, y'all in the swamp, but we gonna bring that asphalt.
Final score from that game was 35-28. Great game there.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
St. Thomas More, I'm hearing ruffles. I'm hearing in the wind. Don't be surprised if you see Walker Howard back for the playoffs.
I heard that too.
I'm
yeah,
hearing it
yeah,
a lot.
I heard that a lot. Yeah.
How about your next matchup? Iota, Northwest, we said this was must-win territory for the Raiders, correct, Donald?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
sure
We
did.
said if they want to get in the playoffs, they have to win at home
This
against
is-
Iota.
Yeah, Gary, this was Gary, Jordan, this was a big loss.
2
for the
weeks in
Raiders.
a row, 2 years in a row, Donald, Iota could potentially keep Northwest out the playoffs. It's what is a huge headline.
Right.
Chris, I'm rolling with y'all next week, bruh. I'll find you one.
Final score, Iota, big win on the road, 43-16. They went to Northwest and hung 43 up.
Right.
Impressive.
Well, that's all they had to show me.
6 win for Iota.
Where you at?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about your game of the night that we got a chance to cover. It was 7-1 Abbeville. It was 3-5 Kaplan. But you can throw the records out whenever the Russo Trophy's on the line, because these two teams, they left it all out on the field tonight.
Right.
They gave everyone who paid their $8 a
They
treat.
gave him a
Right.
treat tonight, yeah.
Everyone that didn't even see the first quarter because they were still in line.
Well, they
They
had
heard it from the outside.
they had cars coming in,
I've
in
never
lines.
seen-
It was unbelievable.
The stands ran out of room, so people were literally on the track
standing around.
standing around. That game had 3,000 to 5,000 people easily. It's
It would like to see the final attendance for that game.
But I will say, best game atmosphere that we've covered this year.
oh, and didn't you had the perfect weather
Yeah.
with it?
Best game atmosphere we covered.
And
Man.
you think about this. This one.
Well,
Could-
and we covered some games too, because you think about Westminster and Hanson Memorial.
Mhm.
You know,
Th-
think
this-
the game before that. You know,
Right.
we saw some awesome games, at least
Right.
4 games.
But I'm gonna tell you,
and
this-
Abbeville and Kaplan, we putting them at the
right.
top.
But they were just the atmosphere was there, man.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
You think about this. The way the bracket looks right now, you can't count out that these two teams couldn't meet up in the first round again.
Right.
The way the bracket looks right now, I won't be surprised if we have a Kaplan and Abbeville first round matchup
Rematch.
at Abbeville.
Shout out to Blake Sadler too. That's a fine young man.
Yes.
It
Yes.
all will come down to the power play.
Got to meet him after
That,
the game.
that's gonna be a big statement right here.
Right.
This game,
If
Yeah.
both teams handle business next week,
yeah.
you got Kaplan taking on Lake Arthur, and you got Abbeville taking on ERAB. Both teams handle business next week, then you have
A possible rematch.
a possible rematch. I'm not saying it can happen. I'm just throwing it out there where they look at in the rankings right now.
Yeah.
So we shall see. But congratulations to Abbeville High School on an outstanding win tonight. Congratulations to Kaplan on an outstanding game that they played tonight. Final score was 12-7, a defensive stop at the end, and a first down clinched it.
Yeah,
Right.
Blaze. The coach said he's gonna give us Abbeville helmet.
Yeah.
And you had that game 0-0 at halftime, by the way.
I
And
was
then
following- I was following y'all.
Sadler broke off a big run in the
Late
third quarter.
Yep.
And then my bad. You
Yeah,
go.
2 plays later, play action opened up a touchdown for
Over the
Abbeville,
top.
and then you come back around, play action opened up a touchdown for.
But
I said that wrong.
for
Yeah,
Abbeville.
flip them. Play action set up both
But
teams.
remember
tonight.
that
Right.
drive though, Jordy? Blake Sadler was cramping bad at the end of the game. He went out, and then it was a 4th and 9. This goes to show you even how good of a player is. He was used as a decoy on that 4th and 9.
Yeah.
Play action to him,
Yeah.
wide open tight end or a receiver.
You could have
For the-
picked either one.
Either one.
Both,
They had
yeah,
two of
both
them
wide
open.
open.
Yeah.
They were wide open.
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
perfect.
But both teams on each play, I remember that both teams was playing the run. They played the run, and their play action got it.
That Blake, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that kid, man. He runs hard.
Right.
See, so I talked to the coach after the game a few weeks ago. He told me wait till after the season. I told him, but we do the show weekly to support the teams. And then he told me wait for the weekend. I said, okay. and then he never reached out to us again.
Jordan put him on blast.
So that's the update on the Oakdale helmet.
If you can get it personally, then that's cool.
I'm not driving to Oakdale after we already went there to get it.
Yeah.
Next game up after that 12-7 win for Abbeville was Turlings and St. Martinville. Turlings trying to avoid a 4-game losing streak after starting out as one of the hottest teams in the state. But St.
Skipped a few.
Martinville, wrapping up district, would handle it at home tonight, 41-32. Congratulations, DeVille. They get it done again at home. Tough place to play.
Yes, it is.
You
Yeah,
think
you're
about
right.
DeVille. That's Abbeville's only loss this year.
You're right.
3-point loss at Abbeville.
Yep.
I played in St. Martinville, and I'm gonna tell you, it's.
You missed.
Show me where we
I
at.
played
Okay.
in St.
Kaplan,
Martinville, and let me tell you
Abbeville,
something.
and
It's hard to win in
Kaplan,
St.
and then Rain
Martinville,
and
both in
Liberty
football and basketball.
Yeah, got that.
Put them back on the track.
All right, next game up we had Rain and Liberty Magnet. We didn't know much about Liberty Magnet but they have one loss in the column. Rain playing really good football as late. Rain had this lead late, and Liberty Magnet sends it into overtime with a field goal. And then when we got in overtime, Liberty Magnet with a 1-point win over Rain tonight, 23-22. Liberty Magnet knocks off Rain. Congratulations.
Remember, Rain was winning 16-13 at the end of the fourth quarter, so
Kick the field goal.
field goal to tie to send
Yep.
it to overtime.
St. Ed's and Westminster.
St. Ed's and Westminster battle it out on Thursday night football. This one would go to the Blue Jays on senior night. Final score 28-8. St. Ed's gets their 6th win of the season. We listened to the radio show on the way home. Chad Jones had this to say: St. Ed's flirting with a potential home playoff game.
Right.
Keep an eye on that. Next
Rose
up
Pine.
would be Rose Pine and Oakdale. Oakdale, I figured homecoming night, a lot to play for. They could get it done and knock off Rose Pine. They let me down this week. All of y'all pick Rose Pine. Good pick, guys.
Yeah.
But final score 48-27. Rose Pine gets it done over Oakdale. Rose Pine, DeQuincy next week.
Right.
Our boy's gonna be, Jake is gonna be hyped up for 7 days.
You're right.
But that's next week, and this is this week. Where we at, Gary? What's the next
Patterson
one?
and St. James.
Patterson and St. James. That's our-
Gerald Fundo, excuse me. You know Gerald Fundo, Jordan.
Uh-huh.
He promised us Louisiana Mud Dogs help.
Tell him get it from Bobby Boucher.
We got it.
That's what he's talking about
That's
from the
who he's
water
talking
boy.
about,
Yeah.
From the water boy.
Oh, okay.
Next up,
I fell for that one.
Patterson and St. James, our buddy that's always in the chat. You seen him tonight, Troy?
Troy, he commented earlier. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's still in there.
Big win for St. James tonight at home, 21-7. They knock off Patterson. Congratulations to St. James. Big win.
Right.
How about Port Allen and Dunham? Port Allen having, there he is.
Yeah.
Port Allen having one of their better seasons in a long time. But tonight, they would run into a really good Dunham football team. And Dunham hangs 45 up and only holds Port Allen at 6. Final score, 45-6. Dunham gets it done at home tonight.
Troy, put in the comments what Shaz Preston did tonight if he played.
Troy, give me a St. James helmet.
Yeah, we need one of those.
Hey, give me a St. James helmet, Troy. I'll make that trip. My mom stays out there.
Okay,
Next up, Union Parish and Carroll. I was not expecting this one to be as close as it was. I mean, it's a 12-point win, but
He's the water boy.
Gerald out of Facebook jail. He's back in the comments tonight. Final score was 34-22. So Union Parish gets their 6th win of the season, trying to crack the top 10 before the playoffs get here in 3A.
Right.
And this one let me down. I tell you what, boys and girls. Slaughter Community Charter, 5-1 record, heading down to Grant tonight. I picked this game. I said Slaughter is going to go with their athletes and get it done.
No, not with Grant.
And Grant says,
Hold up. Wait a minute.
we run the football. and we run the football with physicality, and they beat Slaughter tonight 52-8. Hello.
Wow,
Sure.
I didn't expect that.
That's a bad loss right there.
Mm-hmm.
How about Destrehan knocking off East St. John tonight 38-7?
Staying undefeated.
Mm,
They
yep.
has, yeah. Yeah. Destrehan is the quiet
5-0.
team
Yeah.
in 5A.
5-8.
They're a consistent good
They're a
program.
sleeper.
Yes.
They're a sleeper, guys.
How about Sentimont and Dutchtown? We said Sentimont breaking out their new turf field this week. Could they defend it? I said Dutchtown's running back's going to come in and steal the party, but boy, was I wrong.
Me too.
Sentimont's defense gets it done. They shut them down, and they win 21-14 over Dutchtown
And
tonight.
that's a big bounce back win after losing to
Right.
Catholic of BR.
How about Pine and A-Meat? A-Meat pissed off after having to forfeit 2 wins from
Look, Troy's comment.
the first 2. Okay, I got you, Troy. Thank you anyway. Where we at?
COVID entered their season, Gerald.
Where we at? Pine and A-Meat? 43-7. A-Meat was pissed off after those first 2 wins they had to
Right.
forfeit.
Well, they corrected that tonight.
Yes, sir, in a big way. How about Mangum and Rayville? Rayville has a good record here, but the last 2 weeks, they have not played like they have won 5 games this year. Tonight, Mangum 46-0 over Rayville.
Wow.
How about Jonesboro Hodge going on the road, taking down North Caddo tonight, and beating a 7-1 football team 26-22. How about that win for Jonesboro Hodge?
Yeah,
Keep an
that's-
eye out for that football team.
You had the number one, the kid that's number 1 in the state in tackles for Jonesboro. Then you had the kid that's committed to LSU, the receiver for North Caddo. So I bet that was a good atmosphere.
Let's see. Next up was Zachary and Central. This game was at Central. Zachary, they have moved to 9-0, and they are championship favorites in 5A. I tell you what.
Nutzy said, I want to come on the show. He texted me. Let's get Nutzy on.
Oh, nutsy. So, 47-14 win over Central tonight.
Right.
Where's 7 what?
47-14.
14.
You dominated
Yeah.
Central on their home turf.
Yeah.
Right.
They're a championship favorite.
You can't tell me that's not a favorite right now in 5A?
Yeah.
9-0, boys.
Man, them boys are good.
Here we go. Next up was
crazy,
Alexandria and a Wichita Parish. Would a Wichita Parish have a hangover from last week's win? We know they
Eli
celebrated for a
Holstein.
week. We know they knocked off West Monroe and they celebrated for an entire week.
Yeah, Troy, we saw that.
But could they refocus and get the team ready to take on a really good Alexandria team? Well, let me tell you something. They would. They win tonight 26-23 over Alexandria. That gives Alexandria their 3rd loss of the season.
After they came off a big win over STM.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Donaldsonville and Letcher.
And Jordy, just like we went with them. Hey, bro, they got some horses on that offensive line.
Oh, they played.
Where at Holden?
Washita Parish.
Okay.
And we're,
Okay.
probably,
Bruh.
we're saying it wrong? Because
What's
Stephen
that?
Miller corrected it. Oh, Wichita.
It's
Oh,
Washita.
Washita.
It's
One of
Washita.
the- one or two.
It's Washita.
Hey, I always said, well, Wichita Christian or Washita Christian, it don't matter.
Washita.
It's better than Pern.
Yes, sir.
But them boys are big over there.
Yep.
Okay.
How about Oak Grove and St. Frederick's? Oak Grove upset last week to Cedar Creek. Have a 5-4 record coming into tonight, but their record does not define
Define their
define
season, really.
their season and their team that they have. They're still a really good football team,
Mm-hmm.
but you know who else is a really good football team? The St. Frederick football team that is 6-1 on the season. But let me tell you something. Oak Grove had something to prove tonight, and Oak Grove proved it.
Right.
Final score 31-14. They take down St. Frederick's at St. Frederick's.
You know what's crazy? St. Frederick's had one of the best defenses in the state, and they shut down Arch Manning. And look what Oak Grove did after a bad loss last week. Man.
Right.
Oh, are they? Last week Oak Grove loses. We said, well, who's the favorite?
Who Arch Manning played?
St. Frederick's, was it?
Mm-mm.
It wasn't St. Frederick?
No.
I thought they did play.
St. Frederick up north.
I thought they played them.
Mm-mm.
Well, but remember last week we said who's the new leader in 1A? Well, I guess this week Oak Grove showed it's still their show.
Yeah, they might be back on top after this week.
Right. You're right on that.
How about a game that had 10,000 fans in attendance at Lee Hodge Stadium? I found out that they both share that stadium.
Right.
Bird and Captain Shreve on Thursday Night Football. It does not get any better than that.
You're right.
I got some.
Bird played inspired football Thursday night, and they get it done 28-10. Who saw this score coming?
I didn't.
Yeah, Braden. It's St. Charles Catholic. Yeah, I'm tripping. My bad.
So what can you say about Bird? That's a statement win there also.
Over Captain Shreve.
Captain Shreve was number 1 ranked team in 5A, 8-0, and they lose 28-10 this week. Two
Yeah.
great teams battling it out on Thursday night.
Hey, cool.
You're right.
10,000 fans in attendance.
I seen that
Scouts
picture.
was
My
over there.
God, they
He
had
showed the replay.
Bird had some
and they
freaking
had,
fans,
Yeah.
man.
LSU scout over there, Alabama scout,
Well,
Texas.
When
going
playoffs
home.
start, Captain Shreve's still gonna make some noise because you don't have to worry about playing a team like Bird. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, Braden. I seen that, and I have a headline for Wednesday's show about how many times Bird has beat Captain Shreve these last 2 years. Next up, it would be Opelousas Catholic taking their 7-1 record, heading into Sacred Heart of Ville Platte and their 7-1 record. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard the hype all week about it is homecoming night. It is gonna be a packed house. Sacred Heart averaging 30 to 40 points a game. Nobody talking about OC, Gary.
Nope.
Nobody giving OC a chance except Opelousas. The only people that gave Opelousas Catholic a chance was Opelousas Catholic.
Right.
Correct?
You're right.
Yeah.
Sacred Heart, number 1 ranked team in the state in Division 4. They win tonight, and they solidify the number 1 spot They solidify the number 1 spot going into the playoffs.
Right.
What was
But
Hats
was
off.
we wrong or
We was.
what?
where was Opelousas ranked, Jordan?
I'll have to check it out.
Because they're about to shoot up.
Most
Because
definitely.
hats off to Coach Thomas Davy.
You
and
didn't
his
pick
squad.
him and you wanted
I did,
to.
and I was going back and forth with him, but I was giving Sacred Heart the good edge
Good
because
flat.
number 1 is
He said we never pick OC. They
Uh-huh.
all pick OC. I'm the only one that hasn't picked them this year.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. I was told by Mr. Lee Isaac that I never pick OC. I pick OC.
You picked them against Eunice?
Yes,
Yes,
I
you
sure
did.
did. I pick OC was the exception of 2 games.
picked
This
OC a
game
lot of
here
games this
and
year.
one earlier. I believe in Opelousas teams. It came down.
PB Pillsbury had COVID, Miss Lori.
It came down to this game here. I gave Sacred Heart the edge because it was playing at home. It was homecoming. Now come on, OC. I picked y'all when y'all played against Vermilion Catholic. When everybody else didn't, and y'all let me down against Vermilion Catholic. So I guess we even now.
You picked them
Okay.
against Eunice and they beat Eunice.
Yeah.
I said I've seen both
You're
teams.
the only one that picked them against Eunice.
Okay.
I've seen both teams play, and I just went with what I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me
Sacred
tell
Heart
you,
didn't show up.
OC opened up some eyes tonight, fellas.
How about that defense from the Vikings?
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
It's gonna-
You shut down number 10 tonight, number 5, and you go to their house and do it.
and shut them down.
That's a
for
statement
homecoming.
win.
For homecoming.
That's a statement district title win.
OC
Right.
like,
Yep.
give me that trophy.
Tell you what, they gonna make some good noise in the playoffs, y'all.
Right.
That's not the same OC team that played Vermilion Catholic.
No, it's not.
You're right.
That is not the same OC
So hey,
team.
hats off, OC. Congratulations to you guys, Coach Thomas Davy and your squad.
So what you guys say about that now,
Congratulations.
Flap?
Yep. Yep, I did not see that coming, but congratulations to the
Yep.
Vikings. They wrap up the district title tonight.
Yep, yep.
Mm-mm.
Yes, sir.
Look, Sam.
Congratulations.
You right,
guys.
Sam.
Yeah, you
Calvary
right, Calvary.
Baptist. But
Right
hey,
on.
never know, man. Them high school playoffs, you
St.
never know.
Paul's and Ponchatoula play.
Flap says, keep picking against us. I might pick y'all next week.
Where he from?
Flap from Port Barre.
Yeah.
Flap. Yeah, he from Port Barre.
And he wants to pick Poe Barry?
No, he
No.
his
Yeah.
stepson goes to
OC.
OC.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Ponchatoula and St. Paul's. You will have defense versus offense tonight as Ponchatoula will be home and they would defend their home turf tonight with a 17-0 victory.
Win.
St. Paul's must have a good defense to only keep this high-powered Ponchatoula team to 17.
Right.
That's
But then
It's a good game.
Ponchatoula has a good defense too, because shut
Yes.
them out. So, congratulations to Ponchatoula. That's the last one.
Flap stirring the pot. Flap don't really care for me. Next up, it will be Ascension Episcopal and Laurelville. This one was a game that could go either way. Who would show up? And it would be Laurelville in a big way. Laurelville tonight, 31-13 win over
but I told y'all.
Laurelville.
Told y'all.
Laurelville moves to 9-0 in the year, getting ready to host a home playoff game in a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
only reason why I went against them this week is because I remember earlier in the year they would start off slow, and we said, man, this Laurelville team should be blowing these teams out. And look what Ascension Episcopal did; they almost upset Southern Lab, right?
Right.
So that's why I went with them. But
That means
Laurel-
Laurelville's the real deal.
Oh, well, they've always been the real deal. It's just
With
they finally
exclamation points.
they finally started playing their game.
Right.
Those two twins, man, they the truth.
You
Yeah.
know, Laurelville known for having brothers on their team. You go back to 2012, 13, and 14. I remember they had those two guys that play on our AAU squad. They
about
had
saying
two
that, huh?
brothers. That kid, he went out to Louisiana
I wish
Tech
you
and
could go
broke some
pin it.
receiving records over there.
Mm-hmm.
They're always known for having brothers on their team.
Right.
You know, blood brothers. Congratulations out to Louisville. What's that kid name?
Right.
Oh my.
Next game up, it will be Lake Charles College Prep and Iowa. And this one lived up to the hype. Lake Charles College Prep gets a 2-point conversion stop at the end, and they knock off Iowa tonight at Iowa to win the district title. Final score, Lake Charles College Prep 27, Iowa 26. But you got to think about this one. Only one of these teams is going to the playoffs.
Right. You know.
So
that
the district title is going back to Lake Charles College Prep, but Iowa is going to the playoffs.
Yeah. Probably as well. I don't know.
5
It
to
goes
10.
by-
They'll
Yeah.
probably be in the 5 to 10 range
Yeah.
What, Iowa?
in 3A.
Oh,
At least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad loss. You're going against a
Yeah.
very good
Dude,
team.
yeah, boy, I tell you. Gerard Fourneau.
Yeah.
Next up will be, we have 2 games that will be played tomorrow during the day. Lutcher and Donaldsonville will be played tomorrow. And you have Archbishop Rummel and John Curtis that will be played tomorrow. So keep an eye out on those 2 games there. And that will finish our week 9 scores.
Week
Cool.
9.
Week 9 already, Jordan.
Mike don't like
Dang.
us too much, huh, Holden?
Who's Mike?
Must be an OC guy.
Why?
Said ha flap.
One of the panelists said that OC doesn't have the defense to stop Sacred Heart, and OC's defense stepped up.
Yeah, that's why they play the game.
That's why you play the game, though. So people give out their opinions, and then y'all fault them for it. So that's
Yeah.
How about we go? Games of the night. Big D, games of the night.
All right. Games
Drinking
of the night. Abbeville and Cap. I wasn't there, but I could feel the game through the internet to my soul.
It was a
You
great
say it like
game.
that. Awesome game. You guys call an awesome game. You three guys, that was on the mic tonight. We picked up 1,012, 1,200
Views.
listeners,
Yeah.
viewers. And my second game would be St. Barnville and Turlins. Game of the night.
Okay.
That's what I picked.
Gary, games of the night.
Well, I had the one we covered. I had Abbeville and Kaplan, okay, but I also OC and Sacred Heart. I think that was a good
Defensive showdown there.
showdown right
I'm
there.
coming
So
back to
I
that.
got to give with that one. So that's the only two I picked so far.
Holden, games of the night.
Well, we getting hit hard about OC, but actually I had OC as a game of the night,
Yeah.
and I had my helmet sticker. I had
Not yet.
Oh, my
not
bad.
yet.
Game of the night?
Yeah.
game of the night. I'm sorry, it's Abbeville versus Kaplan for me. I
Yeah.
think that was the
Yeah,
best.
I could throw Abbeville and Kaplan also in there, but I'm gonna give you three other ones.
Okay.
How about Lake Charles College Prep at Iowa,
Right.
Yeah.
27-26 final there. How about Bird? Oh, no. Bird taking down Captain Shreve the other
Right.
night.
Right, not that one.
And then also, how about Liberty Magnet taking down Rain in overtime?
Right.
And then
Oh, excuse me.
I think that's all I have. Yep. Liberty Magnet, Bird, Lake Charles College Prep. That's my games of the night. Plus
Right.
Abbeville, obviously.
Yeah, Braden, you right.
I'll be honest with you. I was not familiar with Liberty Magnet until we talked about it last week. I didn't realize that was the old Lee High School.
Woodlawn beat him, Devin.
I'm gonna tell you
Woodlawn
right now,
VR.
it's nice to see that academy, because that was a great facility as far as in Baton Rouge,
Mhm, Lehigh.
and as far as their facility, and I'm glad to see that they're using it for good.
Woodlawn of
gonna be
Woodlawn of
awesome.
BR
Yeah.
beat
Yeah.
Catholic of BR, y'all.
Right.
And then we move on to upsets of the night.
Upset tonight, I have two. I'm going Dunham over Port Allen in Port Allen.
I don't know about that, Big D.
Okay.
That was
and
at
I
Dunham.
have Woodlawn over Catholic High Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's the two I
Yeah.
have.
man. It's
Yeah.
That was two good teams that
Right.
played each other with Dunham and Port Allen.
Right. I got, and Captain Shreve and Bird was, it's not really considered an upset, but to me it was, because Captain Shreve was rolling on all cylinders, and Bird just went in there and spanked him.
That's my stick.
And then Catholic of Baton Rouge losing, that was my upset.
Okay. Holden?
well, you could say Catholic of BR game was the upset of the year, probably.
No problem.
But I think the upset of the night that's getting under the radar right now is Maryville beating Oberlin.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That is
that's
a good one.
Yeah.
I think an Oberlin player must. I don't know. Something happened for them to lose that game, but that's a big upset.
Yep. How about my three upsets of the night will be Catholic of Baton Rouge losing to Woodlawn. Oak
All right.
Grove falling, St. Frederick's falling to Oak Grove tonight.
Yeah.
And then I have Alexandria falling to a Wichita
Yes.
Parish.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
You're right.
it's not really much of an upset there, but y'all took them all. So I'm going to just throw that one in there.
Right.
And we're going to go helmet stickers and then close this out.
My stickers tonight.
What was the Catholic score?
Appalachian
21-14,
High
Jordan?
School. The special teams
All right.
get a sticker tonight. Makar Jones. Appalachian Catholic defense goes into Sacred Heart, Terradome, and lock down their offense. And you gotta speak on Abbeville.
35-28 was the score of Catholic of BR and Woodlawn.
You gotta speak on Abbeville going to Kaplan and getting that trophy for a year.
Right.
Yeah, that's and then I put down Captain Shreve, you know,
I just
over Bird.
Devin,
But all in all, of course OHS and OC. That's my stickers tonight.
Catholic of Baton Rouge lost to Woodlawn of BR tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
Big Gary.
Gary,
My-
helmet stickers.
My helmet stickers are Abbeville, the game that we watched, that we covered today, Laurelville, and I got to go with OHS. OHS pulled a big one tonight, so I got to go with those three.
Holden, helmet stickers of the night.
The OC game, Kaplan, Abbeville, and I'll give it to OHS.
It hurts, huh? It hurts to give it to OHS.
No, it don't.
Where's Fountain?
It don't hurt.
I'm picking at him, Gary. Where's
Oh.
Fountain Blue at?
I mean, we're bad.
Oh,
I
it's
admit it.
fine.
Helmet stickers for myself. I'm going to give 1, 2. I'm going to give one to, let's give one to, how about we give one to Southside tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Southside is clicking. That made that a winning streak for them. My next one will go to Abbeville. And my final one will go to DeQuincy. Big win
Big win, yeah.
for DeQuincy. So, Southside, Abbeville, DeQuincy gets my helmet stickers tonight.
Very good.
Let's take a look into week 10 while we're here. Next week, you got the battle of the one-loss teams between Huntington and Neville.
Wow.
You got Madison Prep and Bruley next week. You got West Monroe and Ruston next week. You got ERAF and Abbeville next week. You got Mangum and a Wichita Christian next week. St. James and E.D. White next week.
Good
You
game.
got some good games setting up week 10.
Yeah.
You got some more district champions
They're gonna be crowned.
to be crowned next week. You got senior nights all across the state of Louisiana, and you have teams that are on the bubble trying to sneak into the playoffs. You got teams that are trying to wrap up home playoff games.
Right. You're right.
Final thoughts heading into week 10.
Wow. I mean, can week 10 be better than week 9?
Week 9
Week
has
nine.
I mean,
some drama,
Oh.
some excitement, and a whole lot of fun.
explosive games, and explosive
Yes,
games.
sir.
You know,
He was just joking with you.
we see we got games like Abbeville and
He said he was gonna try and come
Abbeville
back in
and
the
Capital,
Capital.
but for some
You know,
reason
next week we
they
got
won't let him come
ERAF
back in.
and
he said he thinks
and,
the service
uh,
is bad.
ERAF and Louisville. You know, going at it. Am I right?
ERAF and Abbeville.
Abbeville. You know, so thank you guys. You know, I mean, it went by so fast. I mean, week 9 already. You know, in this awesome facility with some awesome guys, man. You know, I mean, tonight was a milestone for us, 1,200. I mean, well, what more can we say? You know, I mean, you guys out there in Facebook land, you know, you guys started. Remember, we started out with 19 or 25 viewers. Now we shot up on a nightly basis, you know, to 45 or 50. And then here tonight, we see it go up to 1,200. You know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Right.
Be safe out there. Watch yourselves, and let's keep this ball rolling.
Right.
Gary.
Great night for everybody. Congratulations to all of the winners. Congratulations to everybody that's worked hard. This week was great. We've seen the ups and the downs of the whole year in the last 2 days as far as covering games. But as far to the competition's getting better and better.
Thank you,
and
Troy.
better.
Appreciate that, brother.
And we want to thank you guys for supporting us, coming up and watching and enjoying some football. Want to thank Jordy for everything he does, and just glad to be a part of it. Thank you guys.
Holden?
I've been to every Friday night game that we've traveled to this year, and I think maybe besides one anyway. I've been to a lot of good games, but tonight was the most fun I had out of everyone that I've been to this year. Like, I really enjoyed it tonight, and it's fun, man. It I enjoyed myself. It was a very good, tough week with picks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan keep putting it on us.
I'm ready for playoff time, man. That's this one is fun.
Yep.
But
We got a little taste of playoff football tonight, right in front
Right.
of our eyes.
thank you, Don.
Right.
You
Shout out.
You think about huge crowds. You think about cool weather, and you think about it as quarterfinals, semifinals that we
Right.
got in week 9 just now.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is, if week 10 is anything like what week 9 was,
Oh my
we're
God.
in for a treat.
You're right.
How many more games we got left, Jordan? Not much, huh?
We have what to cover?
8. Yeah, not much, huh?
You're
We have-
talking about?
For this week,
We got
tomorrow,
two
they have
tomorrow.
2 tomorrow.
No. I'm talking about season-wise.
Oh, we got 5 weeks of the playoffs plus week 10.
No, regular season.
One.
Tomorrow. I mean, next week.
Yeah.
That's it.
Next week.
After next week,
Next week.
That's it.
Let's find out where we're heading right now.
set.
Find out where we're heading right
Let
now.
everybody know so they don't ask.
Thursday night football live from Basel. It will be Basel and Oberlin battling it out on senior night for the Bearcats. Friday night, it will be Red River and Avoyelles
On northbound.
at Avoyelles.
Right.
Our first look of Avoyelles this season, and we get them in week 10.
Right.
I like that, Braden.
Yeah.
Might have to do that.
Him. Yeah. Let's shift gears and talk about once the playoffs get here. So next week, this is how week 10 goes, Donald. Because we do this every year.
Okay.
Week 10 goes like this. Next week is our last Thursday night game that we're covering. Because there's no more Thursday nights. Hey, buddy. Hey, Edmund. There's no more Thursday nights after next week. Everything's going to be on Friday.
Right.
Okay. So here's how next week goes. Wednesday night show next week. Thursday, Basel and Oberlin. Friday, Avoyelles Red River. And then when the brackets come out, we meet on Saturday to discuss the entire bracket.
There we go.
So
Yes.
everybody, you get a Saturday edition show next week because of the brackets coming out.
Right.
I seen Braden's comment. I think we should do that.
I'm going to go back and look at it.
All right.
But-
I think it'd be cool.
Everyone, have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks, everyone, for all the support and love that is shown. Anybody knows about some helmets that they want to get rid of, we'll gladly take them and keep adding to the collection because it's great to see so much high school teams up here in front of us.
Right.
We just collected one tonight.
Yeah, thank
And
you
we
to
got
Kaplan
another one
for having
that was committed, and we're supposed to have about 4 or 5 others that are coming in. We just waiting on them.
Yep.
We coming Avoyelles. My wife and I should be there Sunday after church. We already pick up the jersey. Pick up the helmet.
Yep. So, heading into week 10, best of luck to all the teams
Coach Boone.
going into the final week. For myself, for Mr. Donald, Mr.
Lucius.
Gary, Mr. Holden, Miss Cookie, Holly, and Baby Espen, we say good night.
What's up, E-Man?